Good morning, and welcome from Kate's Kitchen. This is the very first issue of Cooking 101. And one of the things that good morning, Joe. It's nice to see you. One of the things that a lot of people think is most important that comes out of a kitchen is their first cup of coffee in the morning. So, Cooking 101, step one is how to make a good cup of coffee in a French press. Now, while I'm showing you what's going on, I'm going to turn on my kettle so we can get the water heating. This is a French press coffee maker. It's the pot itself, and this is the press. That's what it looks like on the bottom. You always do. Okay, this is the press part. What we're going to do is we're going to put our coffee in the pot. A good cup of coffee in this size French pot takes one standard scoop of coffee. Now, for those of you that don't have a scoop, oops, I made a mess. For those of you who don't have a scoop, a standard scoop of coffee is 3 tablespoons. Not 3 heaping, but 3 level tablespoons. There we go. Coffee's in the bottom. Now let me quickly clean up the mess here down there. I spilled coffee grounds, and that's never fun to walk on in a kitchen floor. There we go. I have a little trash can right here behind the camera. So, okay. We have our coffee. We have our press. And we have the all important coffee cup. Now, I chose this coffee cup this morning so that you could see what goes inside. I normally drink a coffee cup that's about twice as tall and holds 28 ounces. Good morning, Ellie. It's good to see you this morning. Welcome to Cooking 101. David is improving slowly. He's asleep right now. Since he's been in the hospital, his days and nights are a little bit mixed up. So he sleeps most of the day and then is up a lot during the night. So thank you for asking. Now, let me get what I put in my coffee out of the refrigerator. Hold on. Okay. There are coffee purists, coffee enthusiasts, and coffee haters, and all in between. I personally love coffee. I drink it all day long. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate your good thoughts and your prayers. David is, um, as I said, he is slowly getting better. Unfortunately, we do have some kind of scary things coming up for him. Um, they're trying right now several different things to slow his heartbeat because the problem is his heart does not seem to be able to control how fast or slow his heart beats, and it's not consistent. It slows up and speeds down and all of that. The medication has gotten it down to where it's a little more reasonable, but the doctors are still not happy. So in the next few weeks, they're going to check him back into the hospital, and they're going to electrically shock his heart and see if that won't straighten out the rate that it beats at. Another thing that they're talking about doing is if there's a possibility that they will go in and do a procedure. I do not remember what it is an ablation. He had a similar thing done a year ago, last January, that was also called an ablation, and apparently is similar, but the one they're thinking about doing now is more invasive. The one before they went in through his groin and up into his heart and burned or shocked or something in the muscle that was causing it to beat erratically. This one, according to the doctor, is going to be more invasive and may even require more than going in through an artery. But we'll see. Who is that? Oh, hi, Chair Right Restoration. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I have 2 monitors here. I have the small one that's on my laptop, and then I have a large one that I can see a little better. To go back to our coffee now, the coffee pot is working. It's not boiling yet, but when it is boiling, that's what we will use to make our coffee. I really like good strong coffee. I'm one of those people that if you put the spoon in and hold it, it holds the spoon up. That's about right for me. But I don't drink my coffee black. Oh, okay. Hi, Billy. Um, I like strong coffee, but I like it a little sweet too. So I don't use sugar simply because I also like creamer in it, and my creamer is sweet. So that's what I use. As you can, I don't know if you can see on the TV, on the monitor or not, but the water is beginning to boil. You should be able to see it real closely in just a few minutes. Um, yeah, now you can see it's boiling. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to step to the other side. When this kettle gets hot enough to boil, it turns itself off. And we take the boiling water and just pour it over the grounds. And you fill it right up to the line right here. Okay, now step back over here so you can see better. That fills it right up to this line. And we let it sit for just a moment. Now, a lot of French press enthusiasts like to put a spoon down there and stir it up. We'll use a spatula instead. They say this allows the coffee grounds to give up a little more of their flavor. So, as a nod to those folks, we stirred it like that. Now, we were talking about sweeteners and sugars. I put this out for you all to see. This is an antique sugar bowl that my grandmother May painted the whole thing all by herself when she was in her 80s. And she died in her 90s back in the 1990s. So it's been around. Good morning, to family. It's good to see you. That's because you're a wimp and you like regular coffee. That's okay, Ellie. Lots of folks do that. Thank you, Joe. I'm particularly fond of it because this was all her own original artwork. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Hope you can see it a little better that way. And she also did the top the same way. At one point, I had an entire breakfast set with mugs and bowls and small plates and the whole thing that she had done for me to go into my hope chest. Let's see. I'm going to need a knife and a fork to drink. Not really, but it'll be pretty good. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Okay. On our press, there are several ways to put it in, but the right way, I'm not sure you can see this. On this side, there is a grate. Now you can't really see it. There we go. Now you can see it better. There's a grate. And on the other side, it's solid. And what we're going to do is put it into the coffee maker so that the grate goes by the spout. And you set it down in there carefully because you don't want to splatter. Now the only thing you do left is you let the weight of your hand press it down, and it goes down and it presses the water up through the grounds. They're trapped underneath the press itself, and your coffee fills up your pot. Now, I just realized I have not even opened my creamer yet. I had to go early this morning and get some more creamer because I ran out last night. So, this is brand X. Y'all can't see what it is. But if you guess it, I don't get anything for using this creamer other than good coffee. Now, I put a fair amount in there. Like I said, I do like coffee strong. Hold on to the lid so it doesn't slip. And there you are. That, in my opinion, is a really good cup of coffee. When David and I met, he used to make his coffee in a drip, not a drip coffee, like a Keurig. I guess it is a drip coffee maker. And he would make it in the morning and he would fill the pot and he'd drink some of it and then he'd turn it off. You want some? Okay, Billy. Well, come on over and I'll make you some. How's that? Um, anyway, he would sit all day while he was at work, and he'd come home at night and pour some in my coffee mug and put it in the microwave and heat it up, and that was his evening coffee. Well, as it sat there all day, all of that bitterness from the coffee oils would build up in the coffee, and when you reheated it in the microwave, it got even stronger. And he was drinking a terribly bitter cup of coffee in the evenings, and it wasn't nearly as fresh even in the mornings when he first made the pot. So it's really hot right now, so I'm kind of waiting for it to cool a little bit. The first time I made him a cup of coffee in French press, he was convinced that was the only way to have coffee. So now that's all we have. I have a whole collection of coffee pots. I've got stovetop pots. I've got pots to use on the campfire. I've got electric pots. I've got manual pots. I've got drip pots. I just love. How do I like the glass top? What glass top, Billy? If you're talking about my new stove, that is not a gas top. That has an actual elements, 4 elements. Let's see if you can see. They actually come up and out. They're just a regular gas stove. It is a new one. The one I used before had gotten to the point where I only had 2 working elements, and I do a lot of stuff. I could not cook something and can something at the same time. So, always no problem. Hi, Eric. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Um, anyway, the one that I had before, which was white and sat right there, only had 2 working elements, and that was kind of a bit of a problem when I was trying to cook a meal of more than one dish or cook and can at the same time. And I was that way for about 2 years, and finally, um, I had bought myself a little freestanding single element as well. And David said, "That's it. You're not doing this anymore." So he bought me my new black stove, and it's lovely to have all 4 elements working and have an oven that actually reaches temperature and holds temperature. All of that is really, really lovely, and I like it. My only complaint is a black top stove, especially a really shiny one like that one is. It's very difficult to clean. It always looks streaky no matter what you do. I finally had to start. You have gas. Oh, I wish I had gas. I would love to have gas, but there's no gas service out here in the country where we live. And the house was not set up for propane when we bought it, and it would take a lot of retrofitting. And although I would love to have gas, I'm just not willing to go to all that trouble and expense. I do have a lovely double barrel grill outside the garage that has propane to it. On one side, the grill is propane, and it has a burner next to it that is also propane. So if I just get desperate, I can run out there. Anyway, I think my coffee's cool enough to at least take a sip without burning my lips. So hold on. Oh, that's so good. My first cup of the coffee in the morning as well, guys. I don't know how many of you love coffee like I do, but I'm not fit to be around human beings until I've had my first cup of coffee. And I decided to keep my temper under control and my tongue too, and come and make coffee for you guys. I've been promising and promising I would do that. So this is how I make coffee. One day when I start talking about tools in the kitchen, I will probably bring down some of my coffee and teapots and show you how they work as well. Um, I have a rather large collection, and that will be a day when I just bring all the goodies and show them and then put them all back. You could fill up with Milo. What is Milo, Eric? Thank you, Billy. This, believe it or not, is an IKEA coffee mug. When IKEA first opened up in Minnesota, up in the Twin Cities area, my daughter was living there, and I went up to visit her um, one summer, and she took me, and I love coffee cups and coffee, so I bought this. Thank you, Ellie. I have 6 of them now, so when I have someone come over who I know like coffee, I'll make. one of these full, and it will do, as you can see, 2 cups. So although it measures on the outside of the mug, on the outside of the pot, it says it's 10. It's not 10 cups, at least not for me. Milo is a drink you mix with no. Oh, okay. Thank you, Eric. I didn't know anything about it. Um, I have my creamer over here. I will tell you, sometimes I run out of creamer. When I do that, I substitute whipped cream, heavy whipped cream, a very small amount, and sugar, and that works. So you have it for breakfast before school. Okay, does it have lots of nutrients and vitamins and things, or is it just a nice warm thing to get your tummy ready to go in the day, in the morning, Eric? Um, anyway, that is Coffee 101. I'm going to start trying to do, or not coffee, Cooking 101. I'm going to try and start doing a couple of either videos or lives. Good morning, Christy. It's good to see you. At least twice a week so that we can get this channel growing again. I started it on the 1st of December, and between the 1st of December and today, I've had a little over 150 people join this channel. A lot of it, I think, is because people don't know where to find me. So if you tell your friends, tell them to come join me. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please remember the thumbs up. That tells YouTube that you guys support my content, and I would really love for everyone to let YouTube know because I want to get this channel growing. Milo is a malt. Oh, thank you, Billy. I'd never heard of it before, but I'm a South Texas girl, and I'm not sure that's something that we drink in South Texas. At least I know it's not something that I've ever had before. Um, Anyway, I'm going to continue doing the Sunday afternoon live shows. I probably will start doing some cooking shows during the week, particularly when I'm getting ready to make dinner, especially now that I've figured out how to get my laptop and my extra large monitor all in here together and still be able to reach the stove. Kind of puts me a long way away from everything, but at least y'all will be able to see me do some cooking. So, thank you all for dropping by. I know it has not been a very long video. Hopefully, you've learned a little bit about coffee. Next time, we'll do something or maybe take coffee into more depth. Y'all take care. Bye bye.